Hello everyone, my name is Agnes, an Indonesian literature major in Universitas Hasanuddin, and right now I'm studying English at the University of Sussex for one term. I first heard about Indonesian International Student Mobility Awards or IISMA from one of my classmates. He asked me to participate in the online IISMA socialization held by my home university via Zoom back in April, and my overall experience was fun and exciting, and the most memorable moment I had was when I saw my name as one of the awardees of IISMA. When we arrived in United Kingdom, we had to spend the first 10 days in quarantine. And honestly, the quarantine wasn't as long and as boring as expected. I used the time I had in quarantine to read my modules reading list and buy books online for my modules. And also, I did feel grateful for the quarantine because it gave me time to easily adapt to the UK time zone, which was 7 hours behind Indonesia back then. On the 10th day, we were picked up by the university at the meeting hotel near the airport, and we went straight to the university. And my first impression was the university had a beautiful view and aesthetic buildings, the ones that I used to see on the internet, and it was also very windy and a little bit freezing because it was in the beginning of the autumn season. The University of Sussex is like a small village. We got housing, classes, library, and shops all in one large area that we can explore on foot. It also had a park called Stanmore Park that we can use for relaxing after classes or just having a little picnic with our friends in our leisure times. The first culture shock that I had was with British accent. So the British accent is very different from American accent that I'm used to at school, and it took me approximately 3 weeks to finally understand the accent clearly. And the second was when I got scolded for saving a line at the shop. So people in UK, they respect queuing so much that saving a line is as offensive as cutting a line. About my study in Sussex, I took 4 subjects, which are reading as a creative and critical writer, critical approaches, and both are from English department. And I also took reason and argument, which is from philosophy department, and applying psychology to everyday problems, which is from psychology department. So here in Sussex, we can choose modules outside our major. So for example, I'm an English major, but I can still take philosophy or psychology classes. The learning method here in Sussex is generally divided into 2 types, which are lecture and seminar. And the lecture and the seminar can be put in the same week together. So for example, most of my modules have 2 classes in a week. The first class in the week is for lecture, and the second class in the week is for seminar. But we also have modules that only have 1 class per week. So for example, this week is lecture week only, and the next week is seminar week only. In the lecture, we will listen to our lecturer explaining a topic that we are already told to read before. And then in the seminar, we will discuss the topic as well as the lecture to see if there are any different opinions, understandings, or views upon the topic, or we can just ask questions about the part of the topic that we find difficult to understand. The lecturer and the seminar tutor are usually different people, but they can also be the same person as I had in my reading as a creative and critical writer class, where we were taught by the same teacher both in lecture and seminar. And also this method does not apply to all subjects. My class applying psychology to everyday problems, for instance, only has lectures and no seminars. But in the middle of the term, we have a reading week to catch up with all the reading materials. But again, it doesn't apply to all subjects. The class reading as a creative and critical writer, for example, it doesn't have a reading week, we have a writing week instead. And the class critical approaches, it doesn't have a reading week at all. I hope the reading culture that was taught to me here in Sussex can be implemented in Indonesia as well, because I believe that reading is a main factor of success. To achieve this, I will form a reading club that hopefully can increase the reading interest in Indonesia, just like my commitment before joining IISMA program. So yeah, I'm officially IISMA biased because the program is a great opportunity to augment our intellectual experience that we can use to change the world for the better. That's all from me. Thank you for watching and be bold to go abroad.